Right, you're watching Unplug with myself, Emmy Akura. Once again, you're welcome to another explosive episode where we're going to be talking about some interesting things. And as always, I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me the gorgeous Thembisile Mnisi.
I love how you say that. Thank you. Hi, my name is Thembisile Mnisi, and I'm super excited to be here today.
All right, so what do you have for us today?
We're going to be talking about courtship.
Courtship.
Yes.
They said, like I always do, ladies first. Right?
No, the thing is, I want to understand from your perspective, what is courtship? How is it different to just normal dating?
What is dating in the first place?
I think courtship and dating are the same thing.
Yeah, I think the same also. But you see, we're talking about it in the Christian perspective, right?
Because obviously in dating, we don't say courtship, right? We say dating.
And I feel that is where we misconstrue the word courtship and dating at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I feel courtship has to do with getting to know somebody with the intention of marrying them. Right? With the intention. That is the intention of courtship.
Okay.
And
what is the intention of dating?
And it's almost the same thing. However, these words are being used loosely. Why did I say that? I say that because when you look at in today's world where we talk about dating, when we talk about dating, we actually associate that with a lot of negativity, a lot of things. People are dating, having premarital sex, doing a lot of things that they're not supposed to do. In actual sense, if you go to the Bible, which I don't think is stipulated there about how you should date, as a Christian and all that. However, we understand based on the precedents that were set before, and also the stories that we read in the Bible, how people were getting married. It was about families coming together, getting to know each other, identifying a young woman or a young man for each other, saying this, we are meant for each other, and as a result, you're going to get married. But today, in today's world, the way in which we use these words and the way in which we carry on doing these activities, I think is just wrong. That is just my own way of understanding it. Yeah.
Do you believe that Christians should date before they marry?
And it also goes back to how we started. What do you understand by dating? If you understand dating to be getting to know somebody with the intention of marrying them, it's not to mean getting to be personal or intimate with that person before marrying them. Yes, dating is good.
So basically, we should date before we get married.
We should get to know each other before we get married.
So, but how is it supposed to be done? If it's church, right? We have to tell the pastor, right? If it's a church. So what happens after I tell the pastor and you don't want me anymore? How am I supposed to feel about that after I told the pastor? But if we are hiding it, the pastor won't know. And when the pastor knows, more people in the church know.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
When other people in the church know, that means when we break up, other people in the church will know. And Akura then starts to get to know somebody else and gets to marry somebody else. How do I then continue with the same church? How do I look at people after that? But if we are dating, obviously you're saying that when we're dating, people are not supposed to know.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, in most cases, obviously when you're dating, you can't tell people, I'm dating. You can't tell the church that you're dating.
I think that is where we misconstrue the intentions. Because the intention is, if I get to know somebody, I'm getting to know you with the intention of marrying you. So I should not be hiding. It should be about my parents' understanding, knowing your parents, knowing your background. It's my pastor or, my spiritual fathers and parents also knowing about you, and we bringing it to them. In that case, we're going to be able to have that spiritual counseling, in a way in which we should carry ourselves before we get married. The things we should do and the things we shouldn't do. Now, when you now start, hiding it from people, that means there is intention. The intentionality behind you hiding it, it's what is leading a lot of people astray.
I am preventing that if it happens that we don't make it to the marriage stage.
Then it's not spiritually ordained.
How is not spiritual?
It's not ordained.
Us getting to know each other does not mean we're going to like each other.
It's not ordained.
But we're not going to. What if I don't like you?
You see, that is what I'm grappling with, right? I'm grappling with the idea that there's going to be preconditions
What
why
are the
we
conditions,
should get
and how long
married.
should we get to know each other before we decide that, oh, this is now good,
Okay,
good
now
time,
it
let's
differs.
get married?
Now it differs. When it goes
Differs
to
from- okay,
when
let
it
me-
goes to, it goes from different denominations. Now, if you go to your church, let's say in my church, they say we get to know each other within 6 months. We should get married.
Is that what they say in your church?
No, I'm saying, I'm
But
giving
let me
you
just understand,
hypothetically.
how does it work in your church? How does it work in your-
The spiritual parents should be able to guide you.
6
And
months?
then the doctrines of the church comes into play, because that is where they decide this is what we want and this is how you guys to
And
carry
this is
about
stipulated
it.
in the
That is
Bible.
how
I'm just asking the months
The-
and the time that, oh, this is how long. Who decides that? Is it stipulated in the Bible?
That's what I'm saying, that it has to do with denominations. And now, if you are coming from a particular spiritual home and they have their guidelines on how things should be done, you will follow suit. And it doesn't mean if that is in the Bible, but these are your spiritual parents. Remember, they have to guide you in the right way. So if they are guiding you by saying, Thembisile, the reason why we want to, now here, I want to break it down a little bit. The reason why we want you to get married within 6 months is because we understand that if you allow time, that you say you get to know each other, a lot of things are going to set in. Things like temptation, things like, okay, somebody dating you with the intention that you are not even aware of. But if you are spiritually guided, you will be able to understand that, okay, within 6 months, you've known me. No, I'm just, this is
Within
just.
6 months. No person can ever put a period and a time frame for how long we can get to know each other, or for how long it can be a month and we get to a point where we want each other sexually. It can happen. It can happen within 2 months. It can happen within a week. So nobody can put a time frame to that.
That is also another problem that we're having in the society, right? And most people are getting married because I don't want to commit I don't want to be committed any sexual immorality. So how do I prevent that? I want to get a woman that I will be able to be intimate with in the house, and they get married. Those intentions are highly misconstrued, and that is flesh talking. Now, if I identify you as a young woman that I want to get married to, and I pray about it, and we sync in the spirit, you and I we align with each other in the spirit.
Are you saying
chances are that
is flesh? Preference is flesh.
It is sexually.
So I'm supposed to get married to you when you can't even understand. Let me take for instance, I am a person who loves comedy. All right. Then I get married to Akura. He can't even understand what they're saying in comedy. I'm there with him, and obviously I didn't get to know that part about him because obviously I don't want to be in the flesh.
You're sounding that is a walk Thembi speaking, right? They walk people who saying has nothing
even with
to
different
do with
people.
What you're saying has
no. There's a certain level of intelligence that I would prefer in a man and somebody else. There are women that are not intelligent enough to.
Is that biblical?
What do you mean?
I'm asking, is that biblical?
I don't think the word is written that you must fall in love with a person that is intellectually stimulated or stimulated.
You see why the ideas you're talking about right now, right? They're coming from a selfish point of view.
Not selfish.
Yes,
no,
it is.
No,
it is.
No.
It is. What is the intention of God towards man and woman?
It's for them to be happy.
The intention of God and woman is for them to be together and procreate. Right?
So
and multiply.
We're just multiplying without happiness.
Let's go back to the Bible.
So,
let's go back to the Bible.
I'll go to the Bible. Okay. But then what I need us to understand is that we are living here on earth. And just because, Akura, you know the word, you are a firm Christian, you are stern and everything, does that mean that I am supposed to fall in love with only that?
No, this is where I'm coming from. Now let's look at our own selfish desires. Our desires are that.
Selfish.
Selfish. Selfish are that. Selfish. I am a very.
Me wanting to be happy is selfish.
It is. Let me tell you why it is. Yes.
Me wanting to be happy.
Listen. How do you define your happiness? Your happiness does not come with these attributes that you're talking about now. Your happiness comes from a spiritual. We're talking about spiritual. No. We're talking about spiritual dating now. Get the point.
No.
Get the point.
Akura, no.
Get the point. Okay, let me land. We're talking about Christian dating, right? Talking about courtship. in a Christian way? How do you cut in a Christian way to a point where you understand that these are the values that I need in a woman or in a man in order for me to get married to that person? It means I must have Thembi as a woman who is highly spiritual. Thembi is somebody who's God. Highly spiritual means somebody is somebody. So Thembi is somebody whose God has chosen for me. If God has chosen you for me, believe in me, I don't have to come here and look at it and say, no, I don't think the way I'm feeling today is not the way. There are times in your marriage where you don't even feel connected to your partner. You won't feel it.
That's okay. Even in friendship, there's times that you don't want your friend. There's times that even with siblings. But you see, there's a basis of friendship
which is
that keeps us together.
That is very important. I will not be a friend with a person that is not
on my level in everything.
It's supposed to be spiritual based.
Even if it's spiritual based, but you need to be on my level. Why do you have friends that are? That's why they say, show me your friends and I'll show you your destiny.
Level. What level? What level are you talking about? Your level of intelligence, your level of your appearances,
Look, I'm not talking material possessions. I'm not talking about material things. I am talking about mindset. I need to be able to connect with you when I'm sitting with you.
Okay, let me digress a little bit. What do you consider to be intelligent?
In my level, I need to be able to have a conversation with you and feel that you can contribute something positive in that conversation.
So do you know somebody can do all that and still not be intelligent?
You define intelligence in a different way. I'm saying that you know what? I'm not saying academic.
Okay.
There's academic, there's intelligent. And that is why I say, personally, I want a person that is intelligent. And according to me, it's a person that can level with me in any kind of conversation that we can have. I have very intelligent friends. Let me leave the word intelligent, smart friends that are able to connect in different levels. We can be sitting here and we're having a conversation. And I need my man to be able to actually connect with the conversation we're having.
Let us be careful with the kind of things that we wish for. You might have somebody who is even smarter than what you're expecting, and you might not like it. Let me tell you, my dear sister, if you want to go into a marriage, there are a lot of things that, and for those who are married, they will tell you.
One of them is you being able to connect with me.
There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that are involved. We get to a point where the man is not going to be smart, the woman is not going to be smart.
You can't. No. There's things that you're going to have naturally that are not going to go away. Yes, when we're talking about beauty, when we're talking about looks, those things they can fade. Those things can fade. But your brains, or do you think, your level of thinking, that cannot change.
Do you think you're going to be thinking? You're going to be thinking all the time as an individual. There are times when you don't even have solutions to things.
Let me tell you.
It doesn't mean you're not intelligent.
No. Let me tell you about smart people. They don't even have to think about the things they say.
Yes.
Once they say something, you can feel it.
Do you know how many smart people have failed with ideas? Thinking they're smart.
You see,
when it's nothing.
We're not talking you being but you see, when you're talking smart in terms of you coming with ideas that will be proactive in the world, that's a different case.
No, you are saying to
I
you.
am talking to you about a conversation. You see, I can have this conversation with you and then take it with a man that I am saying is going to be my future husband, and he doesn't have anything to say, and he'll be going like, "You're right."
So
he keeps saying, right.
So what you're saying in essence is that if you want to get married, right?
Yeah.
It is good for us to be able to date people and get to understand them.
Thank you.
Right?
Correct.
Inward and outwardly.
I don't know how inwardly is. I don't know what you mean by inwardly.
No, because that is where the issue is coming. When you talk about Christian dating, right? Oh, this is what, and I'm saying it. I'm going back to the Bible, right? And if I'm wrong, anybody out there, you can just leave it in the comments and correct me. There are times in the Bible where those people did not even know some of the ladies that they were getting married to.
Okay.
Their parents would say, "This wife is good for my son." And because the wife is good for my son, and because it's clearly stipulated in the Bible that as a woman, your aspirations now becomes that of your husband, in Genesis 3:16, I believe. But as a result of that, now as a woman, you have to follow your husband. There's no woman in the Bible that I say, I want me a man who is too tall. I want me a man who has a six-pack. I want me a man who is very intelligent. I want a man who is smart.
Because those people are not separated enough.
No. Do you know why? Because they believe that God cannot make a mistake. When God is giving you a husband, He's giving you a husband that comes with everything that you need. That is if you pray about it and you are in the spirit. So God will never give you what is not good for you. So by that now, you saying now, God, I need a smart man. How about God is saying, I'm going to give you.
Dumb man.
No, God say I'm going to give you that smart man. But I tell you, that smart man is going to come with a lot of baggage that you're not going to be able to carry.
So basically, if he says he gives us according to our heart's desires, what does that mean?
It means you don't have to come out and say, God, I want you to give me a man who is intelligent. I want you to give me a man who is. God knows if you pray about it. My sister, Christian dating has to do with the two of us coming together in the spirit, agreeing in the spirit before in the physical. I can be praying for you, and then maybe I would identify you before knowing you. I will know you in the spirit. This is what I'm praying for. Already God ordained you somewhere. You're there. The day I see you, I don't need to struggle.
And I must be okay with the fact that probably the only thing you know in this world is the Bible. I must be okay with that because obviously it's Christian dating.
If you're basing your demand or your search on spiritual values, then Thembi.
No. Okay. Are you saying I must be okay with the fact that the only thing you know in this world is the Bible?
That's not what I say. You are not listening to what I'm saying. That is where the problem is coming from. I'm saying to you, if our relationship is spiritual based, spiritual based means that you are doing your work by praying for what you are looking for. Yes. I am praying for what I'm looking for, right? I might be praying, God, give me a wife. I don't take God, I want a wife who is tall, who is big, who is slim. No, I don't take God. I say, Father, the God that will love you more than me, give me a wife. And now if God now decide that in that wife that he's giving me, there are these attributes that I've been looking for. When Solomon went to pray, Solomon did not ask God, I want you to give me all the riches. He just asked for wisdom. And the wisdom that he asked, God gave him even much more than what he demanded. You get, so it's me asking God, I want God, please give me a wife. I need my own wife. Give me a wife. And as I'm praying for you.
God talks to you that wife is me and you are not the husband for me. What happens then?
That means, are you saying God will lie?
I'm not saying that.
Because if you're not saying that, then that means if I pray.
I'm saying if you pray for a wife and you spot me to be that wife, and I have not spotted you to be my husband, do you know that the church will still say it's okay for us to get married because you as a man has identified? And I still, even when I pray, I'm like, no.
Thembi?
Nah,
there is
not Akura.
But there's something also that you're not understanding here.
What are we not understanding?
If it is not spiritually ordained,
no,
get that word.
No.
If it is not, I am not arguing with you. I'm just telling you, I'm agreeing to what you're saying. If you Thembi say this person is not your person, the person say you are for me and you are not.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that means God says you are not. The two of you are not meant to be together. Because if God says so, you don't need to argue about it.
There are people that
God
will tell you.
So.
There's a pastor that said this a man God showed me that this woman was for me and she was not my type and I'm still with her till today. You know, so that means fine. He's got his type and everything. Then they're still together because obviously God showed him that was the woman for him.
Yeah,
but that same pastor is like, I would have preferred to get married to a person like this and like.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
If God can truly give you what you're looking for today, will you accept it?
If he gives me what
what you want, will you accept it?
Yes.
Okay, let's say there's a brother
it must come.
here.
If it's what I'm looking for. You say, when they say when we pray we must be specific on what we want. And if I say, God, this man must understand this and this and that. When I'm having
I'm not arguing. That's what I'm asking.
I needed to explain that first.
Okay, let me give you this.
Yeah.
Let's say a person that you are praying for, somebody who is very intelligent, who is understanding, who is smart, right? Who can treat you like an angel that you are.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you have somebody who can treat you that way.
Yeah.
And then the person comes in a wheelchair. God said, that is the person that I want you. Will you get married to that person?
You're being very unfair.
No, I'm not being unfair. You know where I got this from? There's my spiritual mother of mine who was preaching, and she was asking that question. And she said, if God, some of us here, if God give us our heart desire, majority of us will not accept it. Majority of us will not accept it. Let's say I want me a God-fearing woman, a kind, beautiful woman. But that woman appears to be in the form of somebody who is in a wheelchair. Will you accept that person? You will say, God forbid, God cannot give me this. You get what I'm saying? But that is who God is saying this person is for you. So is why my sister I'm saying is important. It's very imperative that we don't put standards. We don't have these criteria of saying it's not
no,
spiritual based.
No,
it's not.
No,
it's not.
We have standards, and that is it. We have standards. It's just that. And listen, when they say when we pray, we must be specific on what we want.
Yeah.
I won't say, God, I want a man in a wheelchair, please, Father God. And I'm not saying anything against those people. I'm just saying that that's not my prayer. So why would then God give me something that I did not ask for?
He's giving you something that is good for you. Somebody that will not kill you.
What's good for
somebody that will treat you well.
No.
Somebody that you will have happiness. Somebody that you'll be with and you'll be
How
like,
will I
wow,
be happy?
I love my husband
No.
because of the treatment that you're going to get.
No.
Now, you see, that is
No.
where we're missing it. Because we come now, we're talking about
No.
Christian dating. We're talking about Christian dating. We're talking about secular dating. There's nothing, it should be one. Date somebody with the intention of getting married to them. And when you are dating somebody, when you're cutting with somebody with the intention of getting married to them, you avoid a lot of things. You don't have to go and say, I have to test drive this car before I buy it. I don't have to do this.
Akura.
And then it has to be spiritual based. You pray about it and you agree.
Whether you pray about it, whether you agree with it.
Tell me what is then the essence of dating somebody?
Dating somebody is getting to a point where you get to know them in a way that will be it's getting to
you see how you're struggling.
No, I'm not struggling.
There are a lot of things going through your mind right now about dating.
There are.
You see, which is not supposed to be so.
No, but point is, it's getting to know the person in order for you to eventually get married to that person.
Okay, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is dating in essence. So it's the same thing with coaching.
So when you are getting to know somebody, that biblically, or spiritually, we are getting to know somebody to get married to them. There are things that you don't avoid. You try to avoid. There are a lot of things that you have not tried. You avoid. That is if that is spiritually based, like I'm saying. If you are getting to know somebody to get with the intention of getting married to them, and you are a sister from a church, I'm a brother from the church. We all have to make sure that we commit everything to the hands of God. Commit it to the hands of our spiritual parents to guide us spiritually. And at the end of the day, when we're getting married, we should make sure we maintain ourselves until we get married. And then also, when you are dating now, you need to understand why it is important for us to pray. You don't know what that person's intentions are. They might appear to be a spiritual person, but it might be just because maybe they're starving sexually. They want to get somebody just because of that sole reason.
That can also happen with a Christian.
That's what I'm saying as a Christian. That's what I'm saying. So then it becomes a problem. Then you're not happy at the end of the day because that person was coming. You guys were not like, you did not align in the spirit. This one was coming with intention. Oh, I've been starving. I want to have sex.
Look,
and that will not be good as a Christian.
Look, at the end of the day, everyone has their own rules. I believe that we should date, whether you call it courtship or dating. At the end of the day, I think it's the same thing. Actually, I think Christians should be allowed to get to know each other. I'll put it in that way just so that Akura is safe with it. Christians should get to know each other and have their own rules at how to do it. Not the pastors telling us what to do. That's what I believe. Because at the end of the day, if you break up with that person, it's all on you as a girl. And you have to look at this man that's getting married to another person and the whole church knows about it. I think the rules should come from us. Me and you that actually wants to, pursue this marriage thing if we ever going to get there.
All right. Thank you so much, Thembisile, the beautiful Thembisile. You heard from Thembisile, but what I can say to you, a lot of you out there, is that when you talk about courtship is about getting to know each other. It's about understanding that as children of God, we are dating with the intention of getting married. We're not dating to test the waters. We're not, dating to say, I want to try it and see before I get married. No, that is actually going to take you away from the preordained pathway, that God has ordained for you. So you have to make sure that when you are dating somebody with the intention to get married, to know them, you have your spiritual parents that allow them to guide you spiritually. It's very important, because if you don't allow them, somebody in the world that will be able to guide you, and they're going to guide you in a way that you will never believe, because their principles will be based on secular wise, and that will affect you in a way, So we have a lot of marriages that are not happy today because of our artificial expectations, and that is killing a lot of homes. All right, and we've come to the end of the show. And for more conversation, suggestions about the topics that we should be talking about on this show, you can follow me at Emmy Akura on Instagram, and also at RTM TV World.
All right, and I am Thembisile Mnisi, if on Instagram and Facebook. Till next time.
Until we come your way again, stay blessed.
Thank you.